like your books are judging you? Yeah, same. Reading slump, they are real. They are annoying and it happens to every reader. Even if that reader reads 300 books per year, there will be times that they also suffered reading slump like us. So today, I am going to share my tips and tricks on how to overcome your reading slump. Hey friends, welcome back to Twinkle Reader. I'm Nisha, your bookish bestie. So, you suffered from reading slump? Don't worry, I've been there. I am going to help you overcome that. First of all, you need to understand that reading slump are totally normal. It doesn't mean you are a bad reader or you are a lazy reader. Sometimes life just lifing. I used to beat up myself when I don't feel like reading because first, I am a book reviewer. Publishers send books to me to review, and when I have these annoying reading slumps, I have a ton of book pending to review. But the thing is, you need to realize at the end of the day, reading is a hobby. It is not a homework. It is not a chores. You can pick it up when you feel like it. When you're in a reading slump and you force yourself to read that book, you will most probably hate it. So you give the book bad reviews when actually you just need to be in a very good mood to read, and you will actually ended up loving that book. You are in a reading slump. Let's fix that. One of the tips that I usually go for is to reread your favorite books or read your favorite genre. The thing is, I'm not the type of person who like to reread books. One of my favorite genre is mystery thriller, and every single time when I am in a reading slump, I will pick up my mystery thriller books, and trust me, I usually get back on track. Why I always go for mystery thriller is because when you read mystery thriller, you tend to be sitting on edge. You want to know what happened. It will make you want to read more. Eventually, that will actually make you want to read the next book and the next book. My second tips is to read short book or short chapters book. Again, Frida McFadden write short chapters. That is why I always felt like I read her book so much faster. But also novella or graphic novels. When I used to subscribe to Kindle Unlimited, I always go for novella as a palate cleanser because novella is usually books around 100 or 200 pages. Remember, the goal here is finish reading a book, because for me, when I finish a book, I feel like I get a dopamine hit and I feel like I am in pace and I want to continue this reading pace. Usually during reading slump, I will tend to avoid thick book or fantasy books because usually fantasy books, you need 100% focus to really get into the world. Tip number 3, if you have a long list of TBR and you get overwhelmed, ditch it. Throw it away, put it aside, pick up whatever you want to read. Even if you have tons of books that you need to review, put it. If that book doesn't make you want to read, put it aside and pick up any book that you want. Even if graphic novel, even if it's an audiobook, just read what makes you happy. Just my tips number 4, which I always do, is to make a cozy reading, like set up the whole vibe to just get you in the mood for reading. Usually when I want to set up the mood, I will definitely have a candle, some hot chocolate drinks, and some instrumental music. I am the type of person that listen to instrumental music because I cannot read listening to music with lyrics. I usually go for violin or piano music, and I love to read on my sofa, especially at night, cuddles in my blanket, just get in the mood first, like setting the whole vibe. You can even search for read along on YouTube and read along with your favorite booktuber. And I will always make use of rainy days because for some reason rainy days are just the perfect time to read. Rainy days, hot drinks, good books, you're good to go. Tips number 5 is make your reading fun. You can either make games or do challenges. If you don't really have a specific book to read but you are up to any genres, pick maybe 5 to 6 books and put it in a jar, in a TBR jar, and whatever you pick, you get to read. Or one of the things that you can also do book challenges. 24-hour reading challenge, reading only pink book, only read fantasy for a week. Sometimes these kind of games makes you more competitive to achieve the goals, and it will push you to read more. My last tip is to read with a buddy or join a reading sprint. If you're like me, none of my real life friends read. I will usually go to TikTok live or YouTube and searching for reading sprint. Usually towards the end of the month, booktubers will do a live reading sprint and you can join them. If you have a book club, even better. Just talk to someone who you're comfortable with and ask them to join you to read. Okay, before you do any of those tips, please remember that you do not need to force yourself to read. Even if you're in a reading slump and you have tried all of these tips but you're still not in the mood to read, just throw away all the books and don't read. Because sometimes when you're forcing yourself to do something, it feels like homework, it feels like a burden. I don't think I will enjoy even my favorite genre if I was forcing myself to read. Sometimes you just need to let it pass. Even if a week, a month, half of a year into the reading slump, if you're not in the mood to read, don't. Just enjoy your life and don't feel guilty about it. The thing is, don't feel guilty about not reading. Again, reading is a hobby. Treat it as it is. Sometimes even if you're not in the mood to read, if you are just in the mood to watch YouTubes about your favorite booktuber or just scrolling through TikTok, do that. As long as you don't force yourself, you're doing great. So here are a few books that I think have helped me getting out of my reading slump. First off, my go-to palette cleanser will always be Frida McFadden. Usually read her books when I am in a reading slump. I will usually go for Anna Huang book or Elsie Silver, like The Cowboy. Just enjoy some cheesy romance. Also, Plated Prisoner series by Revan Kennedy have helped me a few times because I know that I love that series so much. So I think book 2 and 3 have helped me getting out of reading slump because I was so into the series. I love every character in that book, even though it is a long book, because I know I will love the stories and the characters. It had helped me getting out of my reading slump. So if this helped you even a little, please give it a thumbs up and maybe share with your fellow friends who is currently in a reading slump. Or maybe you can share with us your tips on getting out of a reading slump. Happy reading or happy not reading. No pressure. Subscribe for more bookish content. Bye!